Hi, this is Kevin with Brilliance in Diamonds, the engagement specialist. As always, thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. It's really my goal to have the most educated and most savvy consumers, of course, when it comes to buying diamonds and buying jewelry. I want you to be a smart shopper. So when we talk diamonds, you really can't talk diamonds and knowledge without talking about the 4 C's. We have cut, color, clarity, and carat weight. We've talked about a few of those, but today we're actually going to talk about a diamond's carat weight. It's probably the most famous, if you will, of all the 4 C's. You think a celebrity gets engaged, what do they talk about? They don't talk about the color. They don't talk about the clarity. Usually they say it was a 5 carat, it was a 6 carat, it was a 7 carat. And that's why I like to think it's the most famous of all the 4 C's. It's also probably one of the most misunderstood of all the 4 C's. Most people think you just put a diamond on a scale, you look at the number, and that's what the diamond weighs. And that is carat weight in a nutshell. That's true, but there's actually something you may want to look at a little bit more in detail before just declaring that the end-all of carat weight. So I always like to take a look at live examples of real diamonds to illustrate my points, so we'll do that here in a little bit. And as always, stay tuned. We'll be adding more videos, not just on the 4 C's, but on diamonds and jewelry and everything that falls in between. All right, and now the fun part, let's take a look at some real live examples of diamonds, and we'll use these examples of diamonds to further illustrate our point about carat weight, which is one of the 4 C's, of course, as we know. So we've got 4 stones here. We have 2 oval shapes that appear to be the same size, just face value looking at them. And we have 2 round shapes where the one on the left appears to be a little bit smaller than this one on the right. So we'll go ahead and turn that around. This one here looks a little bit smaller than this one. So if we test our theory in terms of carat weight is just, it's a number, these two should weigh almost exactly the same, and this one here should weigh less than this one here on the right. So let's go ahead and test out our oval shapes first. Flip the stone over, put it on the scale. We'll see that this stone weighs approximately 1.17 carats. Okay, let's get our stone and we'll go ahead and place it back down. Let's test out our other oval shaped diamond and we'll see how much that one weighs. Now again, these two look exactly, almost exactly the same face up. Now if this doesn't prove the point in terms of what I'm trying to show today, then I don't know what does. This diamond weighs 1.03 carats. So we can see that yes, they look exactly the same by look. We'll go ahead and flip it around. However, looks are deceiving because if we look at it, in fact, this one over here looks bigger than this one. But this one is the one that weighed 1.04 approximately, and this one weighs 1.17 carats. And we'll talk in a second about why that is. Now in our next example, we'll look at the 2 rounds. So we've got this one that looks smaller and this one that looks a little bit bigger. So this one, smaller one, should weigh, let's see, we'll take a look at it first. It weighs 1.01 carats. All right. Flip it around. Now let's look at other stone that looks bigger. And it also weighs 1.01 carats. Now how can that be? How can 2 diamonds look so different yet weigh exactly the same thing? We'll get a turn around here. Let's see, come on, there we go. All right. Look at this side. How can that be when this one looks a good bit bigger than this one? Well, I like to use analogies, and this is a great one, I think. So a carat is a unit of weight, and so is a pound. So if we as humans step on a scale, we look at the number, we see the weight, and that is how much we weigh. Diamonds, it's the same thing. We put it on a scale, we look at the number, and that's how much it weighs. But let's use this example. So let's say we have 2 people, right? One is 5'4" and one is 6'4". Let's say both those people weigh 150 pounds, okay? Well, obviously we know that if they step on the scale, they weigh the same exact thing. But when we look at those people, we can see that, boy, they look completely different. The way that their weight is distributed throughout their bodies, because they're different, they look like 2 different people. And diamonds are really the same exact way. We have to look at how is that carat weight distributed throughout the diamond. We have more shallow diamonds, which the carat weight is distributed towards the top, the table, and the crown of the stone. And then we actually have deeper diamonds, where the weight can be distributed more in the pavilion of the stone or in the girdle. And so, you know, there is a fine balance for every shape. And it doesn't make it better or worse. For example, if a diamond has a bigger spread, as we like to say, and it looks a little bit bigger than its carat weight, well, you're going to get a bigger looking diamond for the money. There's this fine line with that. Everything is a trade-off. So at the same time, we want to make sure we don't have a too spready of a diamond, because then we'll have a lot of light leakage. And with deep diamonds, it's the opposite. So if a diamond is cut too deep, then you're going to have a diamond that maybe weighs, let's say for example, 1 carat, but it has the look of an 80 or an 85 point diamond. So there's a fine balance between the two. You can go ahead and look up. There's some different charts out there, some really good charts that'll show proportion-wise what a diamond should measure for its actual carat weight. So now hopefully you've got a little bit better understanding of a diamond and its carat weight. You'll know not just to look at that piece of paper or the scale with a number, and maybe dive a little bit deeper into that diamond and find out what are its millimeter measurements, even what is the depth of the diamond. And those are things that I'll actually explain a little bit further down the road in another YouTube video. But in the meantime, what you can do is you can either email me, of course, at theengagementspecialist@gmail.com, or what I prefer, you can actually call or text me at 504-383-8669. Either of those 3 ways you can do anytime, and of course, literally, I'm always happy to help. Thank you again. Make sure to stay tuned. We'll have more videos on diamonds and jewelry and explain things further in detail so that you can be the most educated and savvy shopper when it comes time for you to make a purchase.